Our first guest tonight is an Oscar, Emmy, and Tony-nominated former paperboy who we can hear next as a young Megatron alongside Chris Hemsworth in Transformers 1.
On your marks!
I can't believe we get to watch from the starting line. The best seats in the house. Why'd you bring jetpacks?
Get set!
It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
Oh, no.
And they're off! Crazy! Sure feels like it.
Transformers 1 opens in theaters September 20th. Please welcome Brian Tyree Henry. Good to see you. How are you?
Back at it again, Jimmy.
Yeah, back at it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Did you have any trouble getting through Secret Service with all those necklaces on?
There was a cavity search.
There's a lot. Huh?
I asked for it though, so we're good.
That people don't realize that the law is if you request a cavity search,
They have to give it to you.
They have to give it to you.
It's literally in the Constitution. Mine, anyway.
Did you meet the Second Gentleman?
Absolutely.
Oh, you did? Oh, nice.
The
nice.
sweetest man in the world.
Had you met him before or no?
No. And I was like, so I'm coming over for dinner, right? Like, he was like, absolutely. I found out that, Vice President Kamala Harris is a fan of mine. So I was like, well, I can die now.
Oh, nice, nice.
She apparently also wants me to have bigger roles. So if you were watching Hollywood, she has requested it and you must follow through. So. Yeah.
You're a Washington D.C. insider, right?
Kind of, like making me sound like an intel.
Well,
kind of.
You lived there.
I did live there.
When you were a
grew
kid.
up there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My family is still there. The area is called the DMV, so D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and we were part of the D.
Oh.
Sounds terrible.
You're from the DMV?
Yeah, that's what they call it, the DMV.
Really?
Because I guess it gives the same kind of feeling as waiting in the DMV. But I grew up in D.C., Northeast, Southeast D.C., and so, I was surrounded by all, the monuments. Like, I could see the Capitol from my, elementary school, things like that.
I had a similar thing in Las Vegas. I could see the Eiffel Tower, and I could see the...
Wait, there was a big
Coney Island.
Paris was at one point.
There's a pyramid there and everything.
Everything.
Is your family involved in politics or that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yes. In what way?
Let me explain. So I have 4 older sisters, and they all at one point worked in security. So they all worked at different...
All 4 of your sisters?
Yeah, so one was at the ATF, one... I don't even know what they really did, actually, because I'm too afraid to ask.
Is that true?
Like, they all at one point would come home and take off their bulletproof vests and, their nightsticks.
So, wow. Does that make you feel more or less secure? No,
less! Absolute less! Because now I'm, too familiar. Now it's like one of my sisters told me that she had to give my name. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm talking about this. She had to give my name as next of kin, in case she breached security. And I was like, but what does that mean? Do they come for all of us? If you mess up, and I get on her all the time, I'm like, stay at this job, do not leave this job. They have all our names.
So of all the siblings, next of kin...
I'm going to get killed, Jimmy.
You're the one whose name she gave.
Of all the names, I was like, oh, my name's up there, that's great. She's like, it's okay, they're fans. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna get, please don't give any secrets away.
Wow, well, that's pretty intense. And did you ever think about getting into that line of work yourself?
I did, actually, when I was in college. I studied theater arts, and I just didn't think that any of this would be possible. So my mentor asked me, close to graduation, so what do you want to do after you graduate? And I was like, oh, I'm just going to move to D.C. and do security. It's just me. And he slapped me across the face.
For real?
Because he thought it was so, just out of line to even think I could.
Because you were so talented, he's like, you should be doing this.
And I thank him. You know who you are. I thank you very much, but
he's lucky your sisters weren't around.
I'll give his name.
He'd have a broken arm right now.
But he just couldn't believe that that's what I wanted to do. But I really thought about it.
Wow. Yeah. We found a photo of you from
what are you talking
high school.
about?
This
oh my
is a
God,
high school
man.
Photo. Now you're this is
when I had two names.
This plant is really encroaching on your
Not
space.
like that. That's how good my school was. They were like, have ferns in every corner.
You look like you could be part of the faculty here and not a student.
I look like a narc, right? I look like a narc. I
bit.
was running for student body president, first of all. Look at the mustache.
Did you win?
I was trying. No, I did not win.
You didn't?
I mean, I did everything I could, though. My posters were dope. Like, I drew all my posters. I, had one poster that I put up that I watched a lot of The Simpsons. So I stole an idea from The Simpsons and wrote all these posters that said, sex! Now that I have your attention, vote Brian Henry.
They let you put those up?
They took them down, and every time they took them down, I put them back up. It was great.
But it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Wow, that's interesting. And,
It's all good. I mean, look at that
it's
guy.
nice little
Where did I
line there,
get this
too.
tie?
Brian,
I don't even know where this tie is from. What
Brian is a dependable, reliable, trustworthy, determined, respectful, and an involved student. He's proud of being allowed the chance to participate in the Big Brother, Big Sister program, to mentor the youth of his community, being able to pave the way for the success of future Golden Bulls.
Golden Bulls?
Is the greatest accomplishment of all.
I probably wrote that. More than likely, I wrote that.
When you were a kid, did you ever see the Transformers in the 80s?
Oh, absolutely.
You did?
It kind of destroyed me.
Why?
Because all the 80s movies for us when we were kids were really dark. Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, Dragon Slayer, Neverending Story. Everybody died. And so in Transformers, Optimus Prime dies. So I was truly I was messed up.
But you're Megatron.
I am.
Right.
The person who killed him.
Yeah.
It all comes back around, Jimmy. All comes back around.
This is like the origin story of Megatron?
Yeah, Transformers 1 goes back to their lives on Cybertron when they started as young Transformers, and they don't have cogs yet. I hope I'm not giving anything away. But this is them when they start their friendship. So, Megatron hasn't become Megatron yet. He's D16.
Oh, Megatron's good. Is he good?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a regular guy, trying to make a living,
Is a regular guy named Megatron?
No, his name is D16.
That's normal.
See, it's normal. Absolutely, one of us.
His name is a bingo square.
D16 or a rapper. Yeah, I love it.
And then Megatron has a Lex Luthor type moment.
Yeah, because something always happens. Villains don't ever start that way. Something happens to them that they become disillusioned, and then the world they thought they knew, it just isn't what it was that they wanted. So then it turns into Megatron.
And it's quite a cast you got that you're working
with. Oh my God, one of the best. Working with Chris. And
Chris Hemsworth.
Charlotte, Keegan
Michael
Hamm,
Key.
Lawrence Fishburne.
John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne. Oh,
and Steve Buscemi.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
You'll know him when you hear him.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love Steve Buscemi.
I got to tell you, it's a good thing that guy smacked you across the face.
You're not the first man to say that to me.
You could have been sitting on that stool next to Guillermo right now.
That's a great place to be. Do you see this sex kitten? I love Guillermo. You are the best, man.
That's the first time, I think. He's been called many things.
That's the man right there, man.
That's the first time you've been called a sex kitten. Congratulations. Congratulations to both of you. Transformers 1 opens in theaters September 20th. Brian, Tyree, Henry, everybody. Thank you, Brian. We'll be back with Doug Emhoff.